All right, good morning, Molloy. Welcome to Coffee Talk. Today is April 22nd and it is Earth Day. It is actually the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. And today we have Kyle Maurelli, who is on the phone to share a great video, a fun video that he made for us about CERCOM out in West Sayville. CERCOM is the Center for Environmental Research and Coastal Oceans Monitoring, and Kyle Maurelli is the Scientific Technical Research Assistant. He works with John Tanacretti. And let me see, Kyle, can you hear us?
Hi.
Okay, great. All right. Kyle, can you hear us? You can unmute your phone if you wish. Okay, I'm going to start the video. Here we go.
Hey guys, and welcome to Sayville, New York, home to Molloy College's Earth and Environmental Field Station, otherwise known as CERCOM. At CERCOM, it's our job to collect daily meteorological data, test our bay's water quality, sample phytoplankton, and research and care for our area's aquaculture systems. And I'm your Earth Day host, Kyle Maurelli, CERCOM's research assistant under Dr. John Tanacretti. Now let's dive in and meet some of my friends. Here at CERCOM, we are known for being the only captive breeding horseshoe crab facility in the United States. In the United States. At our first tank, we have our only North American lobster, who my student interns and I rescued from Stop and Shop. This guy is the lab's best self-isolator, something we all are doing right now. Did you know American lobsters are extremely territorial and predominantly live solitary lives? Don't forget to sanitize. Whoa, look at these girls go. At CERCOM, we use the red ear slider turtles and white Nile tilapia that we rescued to experiment with an aquaponics system. That's when the excess nutrients found in their waste is used in place of soil to grow your crops. Thanks for the salad, girls. Oh, there they are, 6 feet apart. The Limulus polyphemus, better known as the Atlantic horseshoe crab. Did you know horseshoe crabs have been around for nearly 500 million years, making them one of Earth's oldest living fossils? Horseshoe crabs are sexually dimorphic, which means you can determine their sex simply by looking at them. Here's 2 of our HSCs in implexus, which means they're mating. Fun fact, unlike most living creatures that have red blood due to iron, horseshoe crabs have blue copper-based blood, which plays a major role in our everyday health. It's this blue blood that leaves these creatures susceptible to exploitation by the pharmaceutical industries. Sign up for our internship program and find out why. CERCOM has been monitoring local horseshoe crab populations since 2003, surveying 115 different beach locations from Brooklyn to Montauk. Can you believe I get to call this my office? Outside the labs, we have our solar-operated weather and tide gauge stations. My students and I record weather parameters such as sky coverage, air temperature, wave height, wind speed, humidity, and more, 365 days a year. Here we are taking a daily precipitation reading. One of our top volunteers and a Molloy Aspire student, Caroline, takes a strong interest in the bay's phytoplankton. Phytoplankton are the foundation of the aquatic food web, the primary producers, feeding everything from small fish to multi-ton whales. Looking forward to having you back after quarantine, Caroline. Until then, stay safe. Happy Earth Day, and thank you for joining me on this virtual tour to celebrate nearly 20 years of monitoring and researching local invertebrates. Please keep in mind I have produced this video in its entirety, alone, while abiding by social distancing standards. At CERCOM, the health of our peers is our primary goal. Best regards from all of us at CERCOM Molloy College. Take care of our Earth. Take care of yourself. Social distance.
Okay. All right. Okay, great. Yay. Okay. All right. So,
There's an echo.
yeah, there's an echo.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. All right. Kyle.
An echo.
Okay, Kyle, we can hear
Yes.
you. Okay, great. All right. So, the video was so fun. I was just wondering if you wanted to talk to the group about Earth Day and any activities that or suggestions you have for Long Islanders to support our environmental protection in our neighborhoods and beyond.
Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I did want to kind of talk to you guys and ask if, while the Mother Nature has provided us all worldwide with this breaking period, if you guys have been finding yourselves doing more outdoor activities, time opening up in your schedules that you wouldn't normally have in order to spend some time outside, and if there's any changes you've noticed due to everyone being home that you're actually seeing or hearing about the environment kind of renewing itself during this time.
I have to say, I'm in Connecticut, staying at my daughter's house. My daughter's going to have a baby in a few weeks, so.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm with my little granddaughter, my daughter, and my son-in-law, and the wildlife is unbelievable here in Connecticut, where they live in South Windsor.
Okay.
Seeing so many things like birds and bunnies, and just we have coyotes, and everybody seems to be so happy.
Very nice. Are you noticing?
All the wildlife just seems to be thriving. It's just
Thriving.
Yeah. The wildlife.
Yeah. So during this breaking period, I mean, even though it's obviously a very trying time and we're all trying to get through it together, we are seeing some positive effects on the environment with everyone still staying home. So we are seeing a lot of wildlife come back. We're seeing a decrease in our air and water pollution just in this short time of people staying home and not using public transportation and using their boats. So here at CERCOM, we're also expanding our research a little bit during this time to take additional water quality samples and phytoplankton samples to see if we're seeing any kind of decrease in our pollution levels or pH levels in our bay's water due to the fact that people are not out on the water in boats or whatnot. So anyone else notice anything different or doing anything different outside?
One more thing before
Yeah, of course.
I saw the good news about the sea turtles. And that was so beautiful to see that the babies, nobody's harming the eggs, and they're just
right.
Populating. And I don't know if you guys are seeing anything out by you in that.
Yeah, well, with sea turtles, not particularly. However, we are seeing a lot of dolphins come back to our local waters and stuff like that. I know India just released that their smog, with they're able to actually see the skyline for the first time in I think they said over 20 years because the air pollution is starting to decrease. So stuff like that. Anyone else?
Sure. I'd say just for myself, I've been going out so much more, taking my dog out a lot and enjoying just nature and, going out multiple times a day, which I think is just good for my own mental health, which
Right.
I find, when I'm working, I'm always, in the zone, of course, but now really able to take some time just to enjoy nature. But also, it's been kind of interesting because we have a canal behind our house, and for the first time ever, I've been seeing like hawks like these big, I think they're hawks at least. They're giant with the huge wingspan, and they're swooping down to grab fish from the canal, which is
Very
pretty
interesting.
interesting. Like we can actually see like the fish like being held by the bird.
Hmm.
So it's pretty
Wow.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I find myself outside a lot too, doing a lot of walking with the dog and just yard work and being outside a lot during this time, which again, like you said, is good for our mental health and keeps us busy. I also feel that by being home, although the earth is, yes, renewing itself and pollution is going down, we are still, now that we're home, we're kind of forced to appreciate and kind of acknowledge things that we might overlook and take for granted on a day-to-day basis when we're going through our work schedules and our school schedules. So, yeah, simply just being home and having this little bit of a casual, relaxed schedule, I think allows us to kind of pick up on nature more and observe it and appreciate it in a way that we kind of, on our fast-paced schedules, don't get to do.
Definitely.
Anyone else want to share anything?
I'll say that I have a dog, so I walk quite often anyway, and I do like to go outside on a regular basis. But because there's so much less road hum, you can really hear all the birds, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of make it like a walking meditation, and I pick through the layers of the birds, and I try to figure out who's who. And if I don't know who's making that sound, I stop and I look and I wait to find out who it was. So the
Yep.
neighbors probably think I'm nuts, but whatever.
No. No. I hung a birdhouse myself during this break, and it is fun to see the birds moving in and to just kind of like, again, just take a minute to actually see what is around us and what our local bird species are, and you hear a sound and you're able to, like you said, hear it, because yes, our roads are much more empty.
Yeah. And we have a red-tailed hawk that lives near here that I see quite often, but he's usually over more by the highway, I guess, where there's lots of trees. But I saw him more over the neighborhood yesterday, and I actually stopped and watched him, because it is fun to watch those birds of prey.
It is, yes.
Something going on when you see those.
And they do, yeah, they'll swoop down and you can actually, they'll grab fish or mice, and you can actually see them holding it like we said before. We also, I do want to note, we are, if anyone is interested in, if we could pass the word along, we are desperately looking for volunteers for this summer for our horseshoe crab inventory monitoring program. Due to the coronavirus and the quarantine and the social distancing, we're still unsure of how our summer is going to play out as far as having interns or being able to cover as much ground for inventory purposes as we normally are or were in the past. So we are looking for a lot of volunteers, which you can sign up directly through me through email. And we're just simply looking for people, if you're at a beach and you observe horseshoe crabs or you don't observe horseshoe crabs, if you could go on our website at molloycollege.edu and actually fill out a survey, which would help us complete our inventory data over the summer. Again, it's just a quick survey on our website. If you've seen what beach you were at, what time you were there, and if you saw horseshoe crabs or not. And I'll ask you some details. But this way we could kind of still cover our large ground, like the video said, from Brooklyn to Montauk, without all of our student volunteers and help.
Kyle, I wanted to mention, we have our Noise Ambassadors program, and we're due to have some interns at CERCOM this summer. And the interns are paid by the National Science Foundation grant. So we need to talk with you about that, Audrey and I.
Yes.
Okay, because if you actually have work for them to do, that would probably work out.
Yeah, so we're looking to obviously still continue the social distancing aspect. However, beach inventory, that's something that students can do on their own. So, or with a buddy system, so they can actually go out with a buddy system on their own terms and collect inventory data and just simply submit it online, which would be extremely helpful for our summer data program. And I mean, I have more information that we can talk about, and I can send you regarding that, the specifics on that project.
Kyle, in today's coffee talk, we can attach any kind of like form to today's recording. It might make it easier for people who want to volunteer.
Sure.
Definitely, we can do that for your group. We'd be happy to. So I'm looking in the comments. There were a few people. Someone said they'd like to volunteer. Michelle Chamblin is interested, so we
Okay.
can connect you. And but we've had some really nice comments. Great job. Yes, this was a great video. Excellent video. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Janine Herring said she'd like to help as well. That would be an interesting thing for like a lot of students who will be home this summer. They could look at beaches and see if there's
Right.
any horseshoe crabs. I think I remember being on this North Shore by Sunken Meadow Beach, and I remember seeing horseshoe crabs one summer when we were up there with the kids. So
Right. Okay. Yes.
it doesn't have to be at just like a sandy beach. So.
No, yeah. So we have, like I said before, 115 different beach locations, and the map with those different coordinates and beach locations are on our website under the CERCOM tab.
Okay.
And if you happen to be again at any of those 115 different locations throughout the summer, simply filling out one of those inventory forms online would extremely help us and benefit our program.
And also, if you have any photographs, if you can snap a couple of pictures, we always like to see, you know, the population that you find, even if it's just a couple or maybe a whole bunch, you know, you forward that to us as well.
Definitely. Well, Kyle, it looks like that we are just about out of time for today's coffee talk, but this was an excellent, fun presentation. And Molloy would like to thank you for providing some, you know, some fun for Earth Day and some you know, positive messages.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and happy Earth Day. Hope everyone finds some time today to go outside.
Absolutely. We definitely will. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Kyle.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.